read a couple of things. I have to get a book on Kabir. So let's look at a couple little things that he has said. Now, Kabir was illiterate, basically. So somebody around him, jotted all these down. It said the only thing he could write was one thing he learned to write was the name of Ram, okay? And that was it. He was a weaver. He lived his life. He was an enlightened being, okay? He did the internal search, and he gave it to both sides. As you'll see in the first one I'm reading, are you looking for me? Okay. Are you looking for me? I'm in the next seat. My shoulders against yours. You will not find me in the stupas, not in the Indian shrine rooms, nor in synagogues, nor in cathedrals, not in masses, nor kirtans, not in legs winding around your own neck, nor in eating nothing but vegetables. When you really look for me, you will see me instantly. You will find me in the tiniest house of time. Kabir says, student, tell me, what is God? He is the breath inside the breath. Okay. So he gave it to everyone. You're looking for God in man-made shrines, areas, yogas, whatever it is. You're not going to find him there, okay? You've got to look, okay? You have to look deeper. His death in Benares. So people want to go to Benares to pass. In Hinduism, it's thought if you die in Benares, you're going to have an elevated, progression, okay? So I love this. His death in Benares. His death in Benares won't save the assassin from certain hell, any more than a dip in the Ganges will send frogs or you to paradise. My home, says Kabir, is where there is no day, no night, and no holy book in sight to squat on our lives. Okay. Needless to say, was he out there saying sweet nothings? Okay. No. He gave the truth. He was honest in it. But of course, those that are walking those paths, that are going and praying, at shrines or doing yoga, whatever they're doing, did not want to hear what he was saying, okay? He was just put it out there, okay? Let's go to another one. I laugh when I hear that the fish in the water is thirsty, okay? I laugh when I hear the fish in the water is thirsty. You don't grasp the fact. What is most alive of all is inside your own house. And so you walk away and you walk from one holy city to the next with a confused look on your face. Kabir will tell you the truth. Go wherever you like, to Calcutta or Tibet. If you can't find your soul is hidden for you, the world will never be real. If you can't find where your soul is hidden for you, the world will never be real. In other words, you're going to stay in Maya, illusion, okay? The word world becomes real. It becomes Leela. It becomes the play of the divine once one has entered realization and has seen, this great paradox, okay? Has seen the truth, okay? It's like the great cosmic joke in the end. You're going here, you're going there, all over the world looking and seeking for God. And it's right there. You couldn't have gotten away from it if you tried. Because if you'd gotten away from it, there would be no life. The fact that you have life and you have breath means that you are within that divine is. Okay? The last one we have for this morning is, it is needless to ask of a saint. It's needless to ask of a saint the caste to which he belongs. For the priest, the warrior, the tradesman, and all the 36 castes alike are seeking for God. But it is but folly to ask what the caste of a saint may be. The barber has sought God, the washerwoman, and the carpenter. Even Raidas was a seeker after God. The rishi, Swapacha, was a tanner by caste. Now, a tanner is seen as the low of the low, an untouchable. The Brahmins, if you understand India, the Brahmins, if a lower caste shadow touches the Brahmin shadow, then the Brahmin wants to go purify themselves because they've been polluted. Yeah, that's how crazy it is, okay? If an untouchable shadow even touches a Brahmin shadow, he says, they're so polluting that, But this is a rishi, one with wisdom, okay? The rishi was a tanner by caste, okay? Hindus and Muslims alike, or what they call them in India, Musulmans, Hindus or Muslims alike have achieved that end where remains no mark of distinction. So all these ideologies about conditioned mind implodes. There is no more attachment for caste, hierarchy. All of that drama goes out the window, okay? One is much more than they thought and much less than they thought, equally at the same time. Now, how can that be? How could you be much more and much less, okay, at the same time? Okay, one finds it doesn't matter who or what it's out there. We all have the same amount of the divine is. All, no matter what is seen. That's why, as a teacher, I say to students, the only difference is I'm awakened and see it now while they still have some obstructions. But doesn't mean I have more of the divine is than they have. That's not the case. Okay, that's not the case. Okay. So again, the only difference is one is awakened and one is still sleeping, still in the illusions. This is not to put them down. Unlike where I've heard some that talk about people being in illusion as something lower, something, It's not that at all. It's not that at all. Okay? But when one awakens, one finds that they've always been free. You're free to suffer. You're free to suffer. You're free to continue to create whatever storyline in your life that you're creating and clinging to. Whatever you're fighting against. Whatever you're projecting out there. Whatever you're trying to cling to. Okay? We have free will. It's not that people love to suffer. Don't get me wrong. You don't go out there and say, I think I'll suffer today. I think I'll be in misery. I think I'll be unhappy. I think I'll be, But this is something that is, I was going to say comfortable, but it's not comfortable. If you're suffering, you're not comfortable. But it's something that's known. It's something that's familiar. Some people will trade on their suffering. The poor me saga. Okay? The poor me saga. And if they lose that, then what? That's terrifying. If they lose the abuser, then what? That's terrifying. Then I would be on my own. And, all of these other projections and fears and things keep them bound. Okay? But again, when one finally deconstructs, ego deconstructs, it implodes, the mind stills, there is just absolutely at that point, that clarity of consciousness to be able to see. Okay. One sees that the only thing that they needed to be freed from was the mind spin. That's it. When you're in suffering, and you're really in suffering, a lot of suffering, all you want to do is be out of the world. I don't want to be here. I want to get out. I'll do anything to get out. You're praying for death, literally. If you are praying for death, you are suffering. Okay? I know. I've been there. It's why my book is called From Hell to Heaven, because you start out in the hell realm. Okay? Of things that you are clinging to, fighting against, okay, that are keeping you on this wheel and drama in the soap opera of your life, okay? But when everything deconstructs and one sees, and I don't mean just, this offhanded seeing and saying, well, yeah, okay, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not these. Well, no, it's got to be a deep, deep, deep cognition. It's not just something over the top of your head, It takes something very deep. Knowing, a wisdom that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the emotions. You are not these experiences. You are that which is aware of them. You are that awareness, that awakeness, that awokeness. And the higher one gets in vibration, the higher in consciousness, the more awake and the more one can see what is there versus what is not. Versus what is in dream state, what is in, illusion, So again, part of the journey, if you're going through it, you may have consciousness as things awaken, as they elevate. You may have the awareness at night when one's sleeping in lucid dream state, It's not going deeper, closing down. It's awakening, opening up, That one has awareness of lucid dream states. Now, let me tell you, the first time you have this lucidity and you see yourself snoring, it's rather humorous, Or you are engaging the dream as it's happening, You're able to modify the dream as it's taking place. And you can have fabulous dreams, flying dreams, okay? Beautiful dreams, okay, of absolute pure, crystal clear waters that go down forever, okay? And you can swim through those like a fish, like an airplane just going through the air, just through these waterways, etc. Okay? Mystical, magical things that one can encounter, okay, in the dream state, okay? But you know it's a dream state as it's taking place. There's no confusion in it, okay? But one continues the journey, okay? Continues. You go through all of the levels and layers of consciousness. The first one, fight or flight, survival mode, okay? The holding of egoism, egotism, powers, etc. The heart. Where is the heart? Is it a light heart? Is it wanting the best for people, or is it a dark heart that it's for me, and anybody that comes against me, I'm going to go against them and I'm going to make them suffer, okay? Go through the heart. You go through the speaking. What is it you are calling into being by your speech? What is it? What is the vibration that you're putting out there? Okay? Then you go through the more rarefied areas. Okay? And it finally transition. Okay? So it's all a path of discovery. And you will have some teachers out there, and the ones that people love to gravitate to are the ones that have big name, fame, stage, because usually they are feeding people what they want to hear. They're feeding them little tidbits of things that they can grasp to, that promise them powers, promise them to have more control in their lives, to it's all ego-based. It's ego-based. They will give those things that feed egos, okay? And then you have ones like Kabir. Ones, which I'm more in alignment with the Kabir type, that's going to just put it out there, okay? And that's it. It's truth, but it's truth that people don't want to hear many times. They'll fight against, kick against, okay? But it comes from truth, okay? Because part of it is that we have to get radically honest with ourselves, our lives, what we're doing, what we're not doing, okay? You can't stay in a fantasy realm. You can't, learn your way there. Although I see gurus out there, one of them specifically was in Rishikesh, that you can study your way to realization, okay? It doesn't work that way, okay? You can't study your way there through things in duality and think you're going to get to non-duality. Doesn't work that way. But those that are scholarly, they want to, absorb all this knowledge, but it's not really knowledge, it's secondhand things that they have, they adopt, they compare it, talk about, but you don't have really wisdom. You don't have true knowledge, you don't have true wisdom until you have had that experience yourself. Unless you have gone through yourself and know the ins and outs of it, okay? You can't trade on somebody else's experiences. They can put them out there as a roadmap for others, but you have to walk the path yourself. Nobody can do it for you. No guru can wave a magic wand and take you to realization like that. They may say they can, but they can't. But what does happen, and this is why, students, if you have a genuine guru that is in still mind, okay, when there is a connection, students will feel that stillness. They want to have darshan. They want to have that time of meditation with the teacher because their mind's still. It aids them in stilling, okay? It aids them to open to these awareness. There is a shift that can take place. And that's no BS. It either happens or it doesn't happen, okay? But for those that have that experience, they know it's genuine, okay? They know, that's why I say the proof is in the pudding. It's either there or it's not. There is either that stillness there or it's not, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of Kabir, okay? And again, I have somebody that's out there that says, I say that I'm the only realized one on the planet. I'm the only one. No, I've never said that, never intimated it in the least. I've said, though, and I continue to say, you're not going to find it in these ones that are out there for name, fame, fortune, big name gurus, because they're trading on giving things to people to aid ego, to enhance ego, to play in to the conditioned ideology. They're going to give you exactly what that conditioned ideology is. They're going to look a certain way, talk a certain way, present a certain way on the stage. But then so many times you'll hear behind the scenes that something else totally is going on. They're not authentic. They're not giving reality. They are giving a play. They're giving a projection. They're giving a fantasy that people want to buy into and cling to, okay? If you want to find the genuine gurus, look for those. They'll have very few students because they're not going to give the fantasy, okay? They're not going to give the fantasy. They don't trade in fantasy. They trade in truth. So yes, I am sure there are many more out there. But again, they will bypass name, fame, fortune because they want to give truth. Now, in my own life, I had a number of times that I could have become big name guru. I had somebody that was following me that worked for the biggest newspaper in India that wanted to promote me, okay? I said, no way, okay? Because I know those traps, okay? I know what's inherent in those things. That's why I've never had a physical ashram for people to come to, because you have to do it in your own life where you're at, okay? And when you get physical ashrams, they become very political. You have those that are name, fame, power. All of these games start taking place there. So that's why I opted to have an online ashram where I can work with people all over the world, but they have to do it where they're at. But they have a support system. Others that are going through the journey, they can see that they're going through the same types of things, okay? There's a reason why it was opted to do this way. Now, the other thing that I had that I could have traded on, boosted myself up there, created a big name, was, I have to laugh at this one, a soccer team that was winning. And they said it was due to my endorsement. It was due to my, giving some special blessings to them. Yeah, it actually happened. And I got on the line immediately and said, oh, no, no, don't even go there, okay? Because I had people starting to contact me, seek me out, give me this blessing, and no. Okay, we're not going there. Absolutely not. But this is how those things get started, and people fall into that, gravitate to that, okay? Go into that ego drama and push that narrative, okay? But those are the things you shut down immediately, okay? It's kind of like little, Satan when he went to Christ, and all you have to do is bend down and worship me, and everything you see here can be yours. It's all yours. That's all you have to do. Just bow down to ego, okay? Bow down to lies. Bow down to projections. And you too can have all of this, okay? There is nothing in the world of duality, that can touch when one has gotten that pearl of great price that comes out of one's suffering, okay? The pearl of great price that comes out of the journey, being willing to look deeper at those irritants, those doorways that the universe gives us to be able to move forward, okay? And you would never exchange the pearl of great price for all of the wealth, adulation, and drama in the world. Absolutely not. There is nothing that's better than having that peace within, that groundedness, that centeredness, that in touch with that divine is, that bliss of being, okay? That bliss of freedom, liberation, okay? So on that note, I'm going to close this out now. Much love and light to everyone. Continue to walk your journey. Like I said, not all of it is easy. When I went through the dark night of the soul and I was praying for death, that's exactly what I mean. It's exactly what I mean, okay? But one comes out the other side. And when everything deconstructs and you've seen the grand, it's just, it's the joke of the universe. When you become privy to that joke, okay, then you leave the baggage at the station, okay? I don't need that baggage. Okay? And you go forward. And you enjoy life for what it is and also for what it's not. Okay? There's a whole radical change of consciousness, understanding. Okay? So definitely make the journey. Okay? It is well worth it in the end. Love and light. Thanks for tuning in.